market road with footpaths in the ditches on both sides. This, in turn, curved alongside a 4-deck commercial transport highway where even the footpaths were paved. Now there were ground cars and air cars in greater numbers, and the flow of foot traffic increased. Thus far he'd attracted no dangerous attention. The occasional snickering side glance from natives of the area could be safely ignored. He watched for probing stares. These could hold peril, but he detected none. Servility shielded him. The sun stood well along toward mid-morning, and the day's heat had begun to press down on the earth, raising a moist hothouse stink from the dirt beside the pathway, mingling it with the perspiration odors of humanity around him. There was a sourness to the smell that made every part of him long for the sweetly familiar odors of the hinterland. And the lowland smells carried another harmonic that filled him with an inaudible humming of unease. Here were greater and greater concentrations of insect poisons. Humans were all around him now, close and pressing, moving slower and slower as they approached the checkpoint bottleneck. The forward motion stopped. Progress resolved itself into shuffle and stop, shuffle and stop. Here was the critical test, and no avoiding it. He waited with something akin to an Indian's stoic patience. His breathing had grown deeper to compensate for the heat. He adjusted it to match that of the humans around him, suffering the temperature rise for the sake of blending into his surroundings. Andes Indians didn't breathe deeply here in the lowlands. Shuffle and stop. Shuffle and stop. Now he could see the checkpoint. Fastidious banderantes in sealed white cloaks with plastic helmets, gloves, and boots stood in a double row within a shaded brick corridor leading into the town. He could see sunlight hot on the street beyond the corridor, people hurrying away there after passing this gantlet. The sight of that free area beyond the corridor sent an ache of longing through all the parts of him. The suppression warning flashed out instantly on the heels of that instinctive reaching emotion. No distraction could be permitted here. Every element of him had to be alert to withstand the pain. Shuffle, and he was into the hands of the first banderante, a hulking blond fellow with pink skin and blue eyes. "Step along now. Lively now," the fellow said. A gloved hand propelled him toward 2 banderantes standing on the right side of the line. "Name?" That was a voice behind him. "Antonio Raposo Tavares," he rasped. "District?" "Goiás." "Give that one an extra treatment," the blond giant called. "He's from the upcountry for certain." The 2 waiting banderantes had him now, one jamming a breather mask over his face, the other dropping a plastic bag over him. A tube trailed from the bag and out toward the sound of machinery somewhere in the street beyond the corridor. "Double shot," one of the banderantes called. Fuming blue gas puffed out the bag around him, and he inhaled a sharp, gasping breath through the mask, astonished at that unanimous demand for poison-free air. Agony. The gas drove through every multiple linkage of his being with needles of pain. "We must not weaken," he thought. "Hold fast." But it was a deadly pain, killing. Linkages began to weaken. "Okay on this one," the bag handler called. The bag was slipped off, breather mask pulled away. Hands propelled him down the corridor toward the sunlight. "Lively now. Don't hold up the line." The stink of the poison gas lay all around him. It was a new one, a dissembler. They hadn't prepared him for this poison. He'd been ready for the radiations and the sonics and the old chemicals, but not for this. Sunlight beat down on him as he emerged from the corridor into a street. He veered left through a passage lined by fruit stalls, merchants bartering with customers or standing fat and watchful behind their displays. In his extremity, the fruit beckoned with the promise of sanctuary for a few parts of him, but the integrating totality of him knew the emptiness of that thought. He fought off the lure, shuffled fast as he dared, dodging past customers, through the knots of idlers. "You like to buy fresh oranges?"